I feel like he always tries to get into my videos. I'm going into the office this morning. I don't know, I'm still embarrassed about it. Your job is to be like support for other groups in a company is so personal. Everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Melanie. If it's your first time here, I do lifestyle and career content here on YouTube. Today's video is a fun video. It's gonna be a week in the life. So I kind of like these structured videos because they definitely spread the content out, so I'm able to show you guys more of like kind of what goes on in my day-to-day life. For those of you who do not know, I'm a senior financial analyst. I work hybrid, so 3 days out of the week I'm at home, 2 days out of the week I'm at work. So you guys will be able to see kind of in this video what my different routines are throughout the week when I'm working at home versus when I'm working in the office. As always, please do not forget to subscribe and click the bell notification so you're never missing another upload with me. I upload every single week, sometimes twice a week. With that being said, let's get into today's video. Also, in the spirit of it almost being Valentine's Day, I have taken out my little Valentine's Day Anthropologie cups, having my coffee in it this morning. I also had to do 2 Instacart orders, one from Costco and one from Publix. As you guys saw this morning, I got my Publix order. I just had to get some little things. I didn't need too much this week from the grocery store. The stuff that's coming from Costco today is basically just household items. Like I was out of laundry detergent, dish detergent. What else is in there? I have energy drinks in there. I forget what else. I gotta check what else I have in there. I only got 4 items from Costco. I just got laundry detergent, dish detergent. I got Monster energy drinks. I just get the big pack from Costco because they last me like a month to a month and a half. So I just like keep them in there. It's a pack of 6, I think it's 24 count pack. And then I got the skinny dipped, it's like the dark chocolate peanut butter, like skinny dip cups, like a 30 count, just for something like sweet for this week. But usually when we go to Costco, I will go to Costco and get like meats and stuff if my fiance is here. However, my fiance works in consulting, so a lot of the times he's traveling. So during the week, or some, not, I shouldn't say during the every week, but some weeks when he is traveling, I won't get as much groceries because it's just, I'm just feeding myself. And to be completely honest with you, when I'm just feeding myself, I'm about things being quick. I don't really care about things being super fancy. Now, when my fiance is home, I like to be a little bit fancy with dinner and stuff because it's kind of like my love language is to cook for him. So I really enjoy doing that when he's here. However, when he's not here, we're just focused on getting our protein and like our nutrition in and not really focused on like the aesthetics of what I'm eating. Hi, we have a visitor. Hello. Hello. I feel like he always tries to get into my videos. I think it's so freaking adorable. Good morning. But anyway, getting back on topic, that stuff's coming from Costco this morning around I think 11 o'clock. But can we also talk about how groceries are so expensive right now? I got 8 items from Publix on Instacart, and I understand that Instacart tax a bunch of fees on and stuff. But it was still like a $64 order, and my order from Costco is like almost 80 bucks for 4 items, which is insane to me. I feel like groceries are so expensive now, but I will say this week it is definitely on the lower end of what we're usually spending on groceries because I am only feeding myself this week. And I have like the staple items, like I have eggs, I have like snacks, like I have water, like milk, coffee stuff, like I have all that stuff. It's really just getting like the meats and the vegetables sometimes. So yeah, so that is the plan for the week, for dinners at least. And then today we are just working from home. So I just logged into work. It is the morning. So I have a couple items I have to work on this afternoon. I just got an email from my director. He has me working on something today for another group in the company. So I'm gonna work on that this morning. And then I think around, I wanna say around lunchtime, I'm gonna go ahead and go to the gym. I have a lift. I need to lift lower body today, and then come back, finish up work, and then I'm gonna go to a Solidcore class. I haven't been using my credits. I have a membership with Solidcore. I have an 8-class membership, so basically I get 8 classes. It's use it or lose it system. And that's basically like on the agenda today. Very like straightforward, simple. Also, I posted a video on a day in the life as a financial analyst. I have a couple of the videos on a playlist, I think, but I will link them right here for you guys if you're interested in looking at those as well. Okay, so I feel like this has been super rambly, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started with my day. I am working on a dashboard type thing for work right now. So there's one group in my company that needs some different like queries set up for them. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into that. So yeah, so I will talk to you guys in a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and start working and I will see you around lunchtime. Okay, so I got done with that request. I sent it over for review. I had one question because something wasn't pulling correctly out of the system. So my director's looking at that right now. I did see that my Instacart order from Costco got delivered. So I need to go downstairs and also get that. And after that, hopefully he responds. If he doesn't respond, I might just go ahead and take a lunch. I'm going to go to the gym. I am lifting lower body today. I didn't lift lower body last week because it was like right before that time of the month. And the week before I get like TMI alert, but the week before I get my period, I basically just like, I'm very low energy, like don't feel like doing much. So I give myself some grace the weeks before, but usually like the first couple of days after my cycle begins, like I'm completely fine and I can like go back full force. I think that's it for now. I'm gonna go ahead, like I said, go to the gym, come back, probably make a little bit of a lunch. I have some leftovers from the weekend. I have like some chicken and steak hibachi, and then also Derek had some leftovers from Yafo, which is like a Mediterranean spot here. And I might just nibble on those together for lunch just to make things easier. And then tonight for dinner, I'll actually make something for me to eat. So that's the plan for the rest of the afternoon. I haven't heard back from my director yet, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and take my chance and take a lunch, grind out the rest of the afternoon at work when I get back, and then hopefully be able to sign off by 5. So back from the gym, I have my lunch, I'm eating my lunch and working. I just needed to talk to the camera for a second because I did the most it's probably not really embarrassing in like retrospect, but like to me, I find it embarrassing because what in the heck, like are the brain cells in the room? And plus my fiance is in meetings and I can't talk to him right now, so I need to tell somebody. So I'm gonna tell future you guys. I was driving home from the gym and I saw all these cars like going around me, just like, I was like, okay, weird. Maybe I'm just going too slow. I don't know. I get home and we usually will back in the truck when we are in the driveway. And so it's easier to get out. Plus there's a camera that you can use to back in, so it's easy to maneuver. Tell me why I put the truck in reverse. Put the car in reverse. And I'm looking at the concrete. I am looking at the concrete. The tailgate was down. And luckily I don't think anything fell out. I texted Derek because I want to make sure nothing fell out. But our cooler, like our Yeti, it's actually an REI cooler, but it's like a Yeti dupe. And then his toolbox were like in the back. The toolbox is heavy enough that it doesn't fall out. But the Yeti, I was like, oh my God. I was like, if that would have fell out and hit someone's car, I would have been liable for that. I need to get my brain cells awake today. Also, a cop literally drove past me. Okay. So I will now be paranoid about the tailgate being open, but I must have just like hit the button on the truck fob. I don't know, but I don't know, I'm still embarrassed about it. Like, I'm embarrassed even like talking about it. I'm like, how could I have done that? People probably think I'm like crazy. I'm gonna continue eating. I haven't heard back. I sent some stuff out, haven't heard back from my team yet. So I am going to go ahead and start rolling forward documents for 2025. For those of you who don't work in accounting and finance, or maybe you don't work in accounting and finance yet, usually at year end, like January is a time to start rolling forward documents for that next year. So making sure like everything is ready for the full year 2025. It's not anything crazy, like it's just basically changing like some formulas and pools and stuff. So I'm gonna work on that probably for the next, maybe like the remainder of the day. I have a couple documents to do it too. We just finished like our budget for the year, so year end's kind of wrapping up and budget's kind of wrapping up. So now it's just kind of focused on 2025. So yeah, I'm just gonna be working on rolling forward documents probably for the rest of the day. So nothing like crazy exciting going on, but I know I said I had a Solidcore class at the South End location. It's actually at the South Park location. I totally forgot. Then I tried to change it to a South End location and everything has a wait list for the remainder of the day, even like the 8:30 class. So I'm just gonna go to South Park tonight. But yeah, and then when I get back, I'm probably gonna go straight to bed. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead, continue working, and I will talk to you guys towards the end of today. So it is a little bit later. I've been working on my rolling forward some templates for work. I heard back from my team on my little query request I did this morning, and there are some improvements that they want. So probably not going to finish it today, but I did go ahead and do part of it. And then I think the rest of it I'll probably do in the morning. I am so excited for daylight savings because I cannot take it getting dark at like 5:30, 6 o'clock. It was really bad in December. Like December was like the worst. It was like, we're all lucky that it's like Christmas and stuff in December because it makes it a little bit more like enjoyable. But January, it's just like, oh my gosh. I am going to wrap up for the day and make a list in my little to-do list. I also need to kind of write down some stuff in my planner for tomorrow on things that need to be taken care of. And I'll probably talk to you a little bit later. That was a really good shower. I am super tired right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and brush my hair out. I might end up blow drying it, just depending. But I just want to get it detangled at least first and then go from there. I'm also going to do some skincare, and I figured I would show you guys what I kind of do for skincare at night. I'm going to go ahead and brush this out. Okay, and then skincare wise, first when I have makeup on, I will just take these Pond's like you guys saw in the previous clip, and I'll just get all my makeup off, and then I'll go back in with a double cleanse, and I will use the La Roche-Posay Hydrating Gentle Cleanser. I love this stuff. I use this once a day. It is the Paula's Choice Niacinamide 20% treatment. Love this stuff as well. And it just makes my skin like extra, keeps it extra hydrated, especially like when I'm using a retinol twice a week, and my skin kind of gets dried out from that still. So I just put it all over my face, and then that's it. Usually I will put a moisturizer. I will mix in the CeraVe moisturizing cream, and I'll put a drop of this Honey Grail, this Pharmacy Honey Grail. I will eventually do this tonight. However, before I do this, I'm going to go ahead and take, these are the Biodance collagen collagen mask. They're so fun and they make your skin feel so dewy and good. You're supposed to keep them on for like 3 to 4 hours. I keep them on for about 2 or whenever. They're like white when you put them on your face, and then they eventually will dry. You guys, please. Can you guys just imagine someone like breaking in the middle of the night and me coming down the hallway looking like this? Morning guys, I am in the car. If you hear the defroster on, hopefully you can hear this, but the windshield is literally frozen. I'm trying to, come on. Oh my God, I didn't even know. I thought like there's like a remote start on this truck and I thought I hit it like 10 minutes ago and I didn't. And I'm severely regretting it because it's 8:34 right now and I have a meeting at 9. Will I make it? That is the question. This is starting, yay, this is defrosting, good. Okay, this is defrosting. I'm gonna get my badge out so I'm ready to go in. Hopefully you guys can hear me. If not, I'm so sorry. There she is, I found her. Got my badge. So I'm gonna put that baby on now. So I'm ready to go and get into the building. But yeah, we're all defrosted. That actually defrosted a lot quicker than I thought it would. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and head to work. It should take like 10 minutes to get there. So hopefully I can get there in time for my meeting. So just got back from Solidcore. I always forget. Solidcore always humbles me every single time. It was obliques. It was like a focus 50, which is like they focus on certain like body parts. So it was like core, obliques, and then upper body. So no lower body today. But it was so good. It burns so bad, but it feels so good. It just reminds me how weak I actually am because I lift weights at the gym, but something about using like the smaller muscles that you don't usually use all the time really gets you. So we're back. I actually really love that location compared to the South Park location. Pretty sure South End is the older location, but I honestly think it's like bigger. I don't know, but it's also underneath a high-rise like apartment building, so it just has like taller ceilings. Maybe that's what makes it seem larger, but I love it. I'm probably going to be going there more often now, and the coach tonight was really, really good. Really worked us hard. So yeah, if you guys are in the Charlotte area or you're visiting and you want to try Solidcore, definitely check out the South End location. Love it. And I'm gonna go ahead and make some dinner. I have leftovers, so nothing too exciting for dinner tonight, but I'm just gonna warm those up and eat those and then probably like get ready for bed and do some editing. So I may or may not update you guys later tonight. If not, I will see you tomorrow. Good morning, guys. It is Wednesday and it is time to go to work again. I'm going into the office this morning. It is around, it's like 8:31 right now, so I'll probably get to the office around like 8:40, which is like usual for me. Packed my lunch this morning. I literally didn't feel like packing it last night. I got home from Solidcore and I was exhausted. I literally didn't even edit like I said I was going to. Another day at the office. Nothing crazy going on today. Kind of just like a heads down day. Going to do some stuff for year end and earnings prep. Part of my job as a senior financial analyst is to help investor relations with earnings materials. So when we have our quarterly earnings calls, I help them put together a bunch of like financial information to support them if like they're asked questions by other like banks and stuff. So that's what I'm doing today. Nothing too crazy. I'm gonna try my best to leave at 5 o'clock today, if not earlier. I think there's a happy hour going on, so I think people are gonna trickle out a little bit early. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get going here. Hopefully traffic's not too bad, but I will update you guys either at lunch or towards the end of the day. so we are done for the day. That was actually a busier day than I thought it was gonna be, honestly. I feel like whenever I jinx myself, whenever I'm like, it's gonna be chill. It's gonna be chill or whatever. It's never chill or whatever. There's always like 3 things that come up that weren't scheduled or part of my schedule for the day. That's okay though. Kind of like analyst job that you may have, like whether you're a data analyst or you're a financial analyst, like things are gonna come up because the whole purpose of your job is to be like support for other groups in a company, like to kind of guide companies on forecasting, and with like metrics like that comes a lot of ad hoc requests. It's like, I'd say ad hoc requests is probably like 40% of my job. Some things you can't control. That's why I'm always like kind of frustrated sometimes, because it's kind of hard to schedule like during the week when I'm working. It's hard to schedule things for after work because I never know if I'm gonna be able to get off like right at 5 o'clock, but it's 4:40. I just got home. It was like an early day. I finished up work pretty early, but I also worked through lunch, so like it comes out to about 8 hours of just like sitting there. But I got another headache around like noon, but then I had some food and I felt a lot better. But during work, I was also listening to the Call Her Daddy podcast with Rachel Kirkconnell. Her and Matt James just recently broke up. If you don't know who I'm talking about, Matt James was like on The Bachelor, like I forget what season we're even on right now, but it was a while, like 3 or 4 years ago, he was like The Bachelor, and they had been dating for 3 or 4 years, and like he like all of a sudden just like broke up with her, and I don't know, it was crazy. But if you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. It's kind of crazy like how everything happened, but I think it just teaches us a couple lessons. I feel like I was kind of tearing up during the podcast. I was like at work, I'm at my desk, like just like kind of like tearing up because I was like, oh my gosh, like some of the things that she's talking about are so relatable. She basically was just talking about how they would have arguments, and then he would give her space, but she didn't want space. She was like anxious. She wanted like someone to be there, which just reminds me of like how important it is for your partner to understand what your love language is, because your love language is like a really big part of how you interact with your relationships and your attachment styles and everything. Also, the way she was describing things, and I know like we only kind of got like 1% of like what went on in their relationship, but from what she was saying, it sounded like he kind of played things like hot and cold with her. Like he would talk about wanting to get married and wanting to have kids. She wouldn't know the next day. So that's like always, I feel like we can all relate to that. But ladies, if you're out there and you are seeing and you're dating, do not let these men keep you from finding your husband. I swear. Like if I could go back and talk to like 22, 21-year-old me, I would literally be like, stop wasting your time. Just be single. And then, but we can't do that. We have to live and we have to learn sometimes. So it is what it is. So I just want to say it was absolutely diabolical how he broke things off with her. I guess they were like on a trip in Japan, and he broke up with her before she had to fly out. And then once she was on the plane, he did like a very public post. Like, do you know how long it takes to get from Japan to the US? It takes a long time. Like, can you imagine not having service and just being a public figure and having such a public relationship breakup and like not being able to like see what's going on? My anxiety would be through the roof. But that was so diabolical on his part to post that on social media when she couldn't even like do anything about it. That was crazy. Honestly, guys, when you find the right relationship, just coming from someone who like is engaged, who found their person, like you're never ever going to be too much for someone, ever. 2, it should not be hard. You should not be second guessing things. You should not be walking on eggshells around your person. Like if you are, you're in the wrong relationship. And most importantly, your partner should understand your love language. I feel like that's just like such a simple one. But yeah, so when you know, and it should never be hard. If you're confused ever and you're in a relationship with someone and you're confused as to where the intentions are or where things are going, you're probably not in the right relationship. But that's just my 2 cents. Good morning, guys. It is Thursday. It is January 30th. It is almost the end of January. We have another guest this morning. I just got logged in. I have a meeting with my director at 9 o'clock just to do like a little bit of check-in. Usually like after like busy times, he usually will like book a meeting just to see how things are going. So nothing crazy, just going to chit chat for about 30 minutes. I have a couple of things on my list already this morning in my email, so I'm going to go ahead and get started on those after this meeting. One item is like just for budgets, so I just had to like load some stuff into our system, and then another one is just like an ad hoc request, like a continuation of it. It was the same thing I was working on Monday, but it's just for like some improvements. So there's always something to improve. So I'm gonna work on that this morning, and then hopefully during lunch I can hit up the gym for a little bit of a workout, and then at 4:30 I have a Solidcore class I'm supposed to go to. I was trying to get into a 5:30, but the only thing open was 4:30, so we're gonna try to go to 4:30. I don't know what the parking situation is gonna be like, because I feel like in Thursdays and Fridays in South End it's like crazy, so we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and log into this meeting, and I will update you guys in a little bit. Just got done with that call. He actually ended up pushing it back a little bit, like 10 minutes, like not like anything crazy, but basically just had like an open conversation on how I believe like this past year went, just like some stuff that I'm working on, like what I want to work on. I had a couple questions I had to send off. I'm working on something for budget. It's like a last minute detail we have to input. I just need to like load a file into our system, and then like once it loads, it'll populate into my file, and like there's like year over year variances I have to explain. So if you're not familiar and you're like new, or you're interested in financial analysis, basically when we do reporting, we report year over year results. So say I'm sitting in January right now. So if I were to do like year over year reporting for January, it would be this year's results for January 2025 minus the results from January 2024. You're going to get a variance for your expenses and your costs and stuff and your income. And you basically have to go back and explain those variances and like what the drivers are. So that's what I'm doing right now. Hopefully that makes sense. Sometimes it's hard to conceptualize when you're not actually working with it, but I hope that makes a little bit more sense. But basically that's my whole job, is like explaining variances, like what the drivers are, and like how we can improve going forward to be more accurate with our forecasting. It is about, I have like 45 minutes before it's like lunchtime. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up some work, and then hopefully hit the gym here pretty soon. Also, I just wanted to chat about career, no matter like what field you work in. Career progression is, and like whether you work in engineering, or you work in marketing, or you work not even in the business realm, just like any other business or any other career that you may have, if your career progression is so personal. Like it is personal. Like for example, people want to understand why people job hop to different companies so often. It's because they're not getting what they need to get at the company that they're at. So usually, unfortunately, a lot of the times, people who are the loudest in meeting rooms are the ones that get promoted. It's not usually the people who sit down, heads down, do the work. They're doing the detailed oriented work. They're doing like a great analysis. Like that's like, I think my biggest struggle right now is being more vocal in meetings and having a presence in a meeting room, in a conference room. That's my biggest thing. My last job, it wasn't really like an issue because I was kind of more so forced to do it. Like I would present month end results to like C-suite members, whereas this job I'm more like don't have as much exposure to leadership because it is a larger company. But I will say, if you take anything from this video, just know that your individualized career progression really is up to you. You can definitely meet people in corporate America that can pull you up by your bootstraps and bring you up with them. That's totally possible, but a lot of times you really have to look out for you. Like being clear with your intentions when you're going into a job is so important. And I feel like I've kind of like, personally, I feel like I've failed to do that this past year in my role. That's why I say like career progression is up to you, and it is very personal. It's not about your coworkers. It's not about your company. It's not about your leadership. It truly is about you and where you want to go with your career. So definitely make sure you're looking out for yourself. You can have the conversations with leadership. You can have the conversations in your one-on-one, but at the end of the day, like, you have to look out for you. And if your company is not serving you in that way, it's time to probably look for something else. I just wanted to do a little chit chat because I think that's just important, especially because this video is more centered towards like my work week. And that's kind of the theme for this video. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up some work and I will update you guys a little bit later. It is quite a bit later. It is 4:10 right now. Just a little update. I did not end up going to the gym. I have been in the heat of battle all day. I could not figure out for the life of me what was going on with my load. Something was wrong. Had to eventually ask my director about it. Yo, it has been a day. I had to cancel my Solidcore class it's gonna be at 4:30 because I'm still loading a query right now for another team because my boss needs it for that other, because they're asking for it basically. So it's just been a long day, and I feel like there's just some days where I feel like I make stupid mistakes, or I'm just like not thinking about things right, or I feel like I'm just getting distracted. I'm being slow with work, but I'm human. I'm not a robot. I'm not AI. I just need to remind myself of that. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's just like one of those days at work where I feel like nothing's going right. And honestly, like, it's not like I'm saving lives or anything. Like, it's not the end of the world. It's just like, I think it's just like frustrating as someone who's like type A, because I want everything to work out, to be perfect, my routine to be good. And I couldn't work out this afternoon. I had to work through lunch. I had to cancel my Solidcore class. Like, so I'm just gonna be going to the gym, I guess, later. But then Derek's coming home tonight from his trip, and I really want to be home when he gets here. So I don't know. I'm probably just gonna go to the gym late tonight. This is literally not, just so frustrating. I don't know if anyone else gets like this at work, but some things just like really tick me off. So I'm gonna try to finish this. I'll update you guys on what I do later, but we are for sure making chicken and orzo for dinner, which is like one exciting thing for the day. Another exciting thing is my poppy. My poppy came early this evening because I am just so frustrated. I'm actually about to ask my boss, like, is this supposed to take literally a century? This is literally, it just, as I was talking about this, it just loaded. Okay, I'm gonna finish this, get on with our evening. I'm probably gonna log off early because I didn't even take a lunch today, so I'm probably gonna log off after I finish this, and then gonna make some dinner, chicken and orzo. I think Derek should be home around like 7 o'clock. His flight usually takes off around 5. So I'm gonna go ahead and we will make dinner together, and yeah. Okay, so you can't see me, but you can hear me. So we're making chicken and orzo tonight, like a lemon chicken orzo. So first thing, I preheated the oven to 400. Now I'm going to take some chicken thighs. You can use whatever kind of chicken you want. You can use chicken breasts or chicken thighs. Doesn't matter. I know this is like highly debated. I do not wash my chicken. I just don't do it. And then I just take some parchment paper and I'm gonna lay it across all the chicken. So, like so. And so then I'm just gonna take like a meat tenderizer. I have like this little hammer looking thing, right? All right. And I'm just gonna get your anger out for the day. So once that's done, your meat should be pretty like I'd say like an inch thin. Then we are gonna start seasoning. I am seasoning this chicken with oregano, with some basil, I have paprika, and then I have onion powder. I use onion powder on literally like everything, even if the recipe doesn't call for it, and then also some garlic powder. Okay, so then you're just going to take a cast iron skillet and you're gonna heat it. Put some oil. I'm just putting avocado oil spray in there, but you can put any kind of oil that you want to in there and wait till it starts to shimmer kind of, and then that's when you're gonna want to put your meat on here. Cook the chicken breast on one side for 5 minutes, and then you're going to flip it, and then you're going to stick it into a 400-degree oven. You're going to want to leave it in there from like 10 to 12 minutes, but I would definitely use a food thermometer if you have one handy to make sure your chicken's completely done. He literally hates the sound of like crackling or like a fan, so he freaks out with like smoke or anything. We call him the smoke dog in this house because he will literally start freaking out. He gets really anxious if there's like smoke or he can smell smoke. Yeah, but he is such a baby. Like, he's literally trying to go outside. Also, since I'm cooking more than 2 pieces of chicken, I'm not going to start this next step, but if you're only cooking 2 pieces of chicken, about 2 minutes of the 5 minutes through, you're going to want to start toasting your orzo. You're going to toast a cup and a half of orzo for about 2 minutes in a medium heat pan. And then after that, you're going to want to put, I think, 2 to 3 cups of chicken broth in that pan as well. Hi guys, happy Friday. It is actually a little bit towards the afternoon. It's 11 o'clock, a little bit after. It's 11:19 right now. I've just been doing some simple like ad hoc requests all morning, rolling forward files for the new year for our next cycle, which is going to be January close. So I've just been doing that all morning. And then I am going to go to a Solidcore class at 12:30. It is a leg wrap and arm wrap day. I love those classes. They are like the best. It targets literally everything. So yeah, just really relaxed day. Derek is actually back from his work trip, so that's nice. So I don't really think we have anything crazy planned for this evening, but I'm just going to be working the rest of the afternoon. Maybe doing some housekeeping stuff like cleaning up around the house, and then I obviously have to edit this vlog. I actually started editing this vlog like a couple nights ago. I try to, when I do like week in the lives, I try to edit as I go because it's a lot of film and it could literally take up to like 5 hours to edit everything and get everything in there, which is crazy to think about. But if I keep on top of it and I edit a little bit every single day, it makes it more manageable, especially when you're working full time and like you're doing 2 things at once. But yeah, that's the plan for today. So I'm gonna take you guys along with me, and yeah, I'll update you guys in a little bit. Okay, so just got here. I'm in my car because I didn't know if the clearance, taking Derek's truck, the clearance would work, because I already figured that like the first level was going to be taken up by everyone, and it was. But I think it's all the same clearance, so I don't know. But I'm here a little bit early. It's like 12:10. The one thing I didn't know is that the Solidcore code doesn't work on the door until exactly 10 minutes before class, because the South Park location, I believe I can get in earlier than 10 minutes, or maybe I just never went in earlier than 10 minutes. I don't know. But I never knew that was a thing. I just think like the other location, I never actually would go into class 10 minutes before. I'd usually like 5 minutes before, because I didn't have to like walk from parking to like the actual studio. So I'm just gonna wait until I think 12:20, and then I'll start walking in, because then I'll be there like 5 minutes before. But yeah, gonna get a good workout in and then head back. I haven't driven my car in a hot second, and I didn't even know it was gonna start, so I'm just like sitting in the car letting it run so the battery can recharge for a little bit. Plus it was like a 10-minute ride over here, so I'm thinking it'll be okay by the time I leave. If not, I told Derek to keep his phone on him just in case. So we'll see how this works. Yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead and go in, and I will update you guys in a little bit. This studio I think is a little bit more like strict on filming. That's why I don't film. They even make it a point to say before class, like, make sure your phones like are flipped, like if they're in here with you, make sure they're flipped down. So I kind of want to respect that. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Okay, so back home, that was rough, to say the least. My body's like kind of still shaking, but it was a good workout, and we have another ad hoc request to work on this afternoon. So my manager sent me some stuff to do, so I'm going to work on that. I'm probably gonna work on that. It's like 1:30 right now. I am going to go ahead and probably work on this for the next like couple hours. Hopefully be able to log off by 4 o'clock or 3:30 today. We'll see, depending on like what team need is. Sometimes on Fridays we log off kind of early, so there's like an unspoken like half day rule on Fridays. So usually in the afternoons on Fridays, people kind of leave each other alone. I'm gonna try to get through this. I'll probably, honestly, this may not take that long, so it may just take an hour. So if it takes an hour, then we can start the weekend. But yeah, Fridays are pretty relaxing if it's not quarter end or year end. Also, I have to mention this because I am a huge fan of him. The Weeknd dropped his very last album last night, and admittedly I listened to a little bit of it last night around midnight, but I listened to the whole thing this morning while I was working, and it is so good, especially with some good noise canceling headphones on. So good. His music has definitely like transformed over the years, but this album is so good. I kind of want to listen to After Hours, Dawn FM, and then Hurry Up Tomorrow, like all straight through. So maybe I'll do that this weekend or next week or something. But yeah, so good. Highly recommend. If you haven't checked out the album, go check it out. Week when I'm working at home versus when I'm working in the office. As always, please do not forget to subscribe and click the bell notification so you're never missing another upload with me.
I look into your eyes, I see